Welcome back to Joe Stunner Boxing. I hope you're having a good day. You know, when it comes to David Benavidez, the 26-year-old, 6 foot 2 inch super middleweight, who currently holds the WBC interim world super middleweight title. Why he holds that, I have no idea, because Canelo Alvarez is the active current champion, undisputed champion. When we talk about David Benavidez, people are always saying, when's he going to fight Canelo? Canelo needs to fight him. It's going to be a great matchup, blah, 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 blah. Okay, no problem with that as a matchup at all. None whatsoever. But what people don't talk about, and I don't know why, because I think this is a fantastic potential matchup, is David Benavidez versus David Morell. Now, you can be forgiven for not really knowing much about Morell, because he's only had 9 pro fights. He's from Cuba. He's 25 years of age, 6'1", I think he is, quite a tall fella, a little bit over 6 foot. In his 9 fights, most recently actually, only a few weeks ago, he beat Falcao, a guy called Falcao, I can't remember his first name, who came in with a 24 wins, 1 defeat and 1 draw record, and lasted less than 2.5 minutes in the ring. Absolutely battered from pillar to post, and it was a cold-blooded, clinical performance by Morell against a late replacement substitute, but a guy you thought would take him a few rounds. Morell just blasted through him in a sort of, like I say, it was cold-blooded is the phrase. Prior to that, he fought Yabosnuli, Ados Yabosnuli of, where's he from? Is he Ukrainian? I think he might be Ukrainian. And Yabosnuli was 16 wins, no defeats. I think he's from Kazakhstan, actually, not Ukraine. But he came in with a reputation for being a real brawler, a real slugger. And sure enough, he tried to put it on Morell, but Morell soaked up all the pressure, and it was serious pressure. Basically beat him up down the stretch and then knocked him out in the 12th and final round. He put him on the floor twice. And I want to say Yabosnuli, I know he went to hospital. Did he have some sort of... was he put in a coma for a little while just to sort of make sure he was okay neurologically? But he took a horrendous beating. I can't remember what happened to Yabosnuli. But anyway, fantastic performance again by Morell, because he was tested. He showed that he can handle pressure and come on strong down the stretch, which he did. Whereas Benavidez holds one of the interim title, WBC interim title, Morell, even more confusingly, holds the WBA World Super Middleweight title. In fact, this gets so stupid, man. I mean, in fact, with 9 fights, I think he's 6 of them have been for this belt. I've no idea why this belt exists, because Canelo holds it, surely. But don't ask me for logic where there is none. I just don't know. I'm sorry, I don't know. I wish I did know, but I don't know. So he got rid of Atlanta's Fox in 4 rounds, and there's been a few other defences against fighters I'm not that familiar with. A couple of them have been undefeated, but the guy's only got 9 pro fights. I mean, he's a Cuban star. 9 fights, 9 wins, 8 KOs, but he is more than ready for Benavidez, who, like I say, in his last fight, which was earlier this year, back end of March, I think it was, he beat the crap out of Caleb Plant, who somehow survived the 12-round distance. Before that, it was David Lemieux back in 2022. He knocked him out in 3 rounds. That was Lemieux's final fight. Kyron Davis went over in 7. Ronald Ennis went over in 11. And discipline it's been alluded to that discipline is Benavidez's big worry. But the styles match up so beautifully to surely, I mean, they're not going to cancel each other out. Surely they would put them together and you've got yourself an incredible fight, because Benavidez, a serious pressure fighter, but can box a bit, likes to sort of get stuck in and gradually grind you down. And you've got David Morell, beautiful boxer, offensive-minded, but can box on the back foot. I mean, it's such a fantastic matchup. It really is. That I want to see this more than I want to see either of them fight Canelo, because Canelo's, we know what to expect from Canelo. Yeah, he's great. Either of these guys, I mean, I think I think of the two, Morell would stand a better chance against Canelo because, again, styles make fights. Whereas Benavidez, I think, I don't know, Benavidez would give Canelo some rounds, but I would pick Canelo, assuming they're both, both Canelo and Benavidez or Morell, assuming they're all mentally and physically prepared, no injuries. I would say Canelo would probably beat Benavidez. It might go the distance, but Morell has looked so deadly, so clinical. I'd love to see him fight Canelo, but before that, I can see Morell and Benavidez having one of those big trilogies, that we occasionally get in boxing history, like. Obviously, Ali Frazier is the most famous one. Gatty Ward's famous because it was so action-packed. But there are others. And I really think this is a fantastic matchup. Go and look at Morell if you haven't seen him before. And you can be forgiven for not seeing him before because he has sort of floated under the radar, probably because he's got so few pro fights. But go and have a look at him. You might well have seen Benavidez. He's got 27 wins, and no defeats, no draws, and something like 23 KOs. So both these guys got high knockout percentages. But go and have a look at them if you're not familiar with them, and tell me that those two styles don't match up perfectly. They really do. Anyway, I just thought I'd put that out there. Tell me what you think. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe. Hit the subscribe button. It takes a second and it's really appreciated. And of course, if you like the video, hit the like button as well. It helps us out. But let me know what you think. I like reading your comments and I'll reply. And yeah, interesting. Think about this fight. Think how good it would be. Demand it. Demand the fight. Take care. Bye for now.